Many historical accounts of 11th and 12th century India suggest a single, supreme empire ruled the subcontinent from a central throne, but a closer look at the map reveals that this monolithic image shatters. In its place, a sophisticated geopolitical chessboard emerged. Power was held by distinct regional kingdoms, each operating with calculated territorial strategies and competing for dominance. To see how geography and local resources shaped these different players, we will move across the subcontinent from west to east. Analyzing this period requires us to look past the idea of imperial edicts and instead examine the specific regional strategies for survival. The first move on this chessboard begins in the rugged, mountainous terrain of the northwest frontier, spanning parts of present-day Afghanistan and the Punjab. The Hindu Shahis held the heavy responsibility of garrisoning this high-tension border zone. This photograph of the Khyber Pass shows the physical reality of that defense. Holding these mountain passes meant navigating an unforgiving landscape to block incoming Central Asian invasions. King Jayapala countered these threats by forging strategic alliances, turning a collection of kingdoms into a unified military shield. By absorbing the shock of repeated invasions at the frontier, the Hindu Shahis provided the military protection that allowed the kingdoms in the Indian heartland to develop in relative peace. Moving east from the frontier, the narrative shifts into the central and western heartlands of northern India. Here, the political landscape is defined by specific Rajput dynasties: the Chauhans in Rajasthan, the Solankis in Gujarat, the Paramaras in Malwa, and the Chandelas in Madhya Pradesh. In Malwa, the Paramara dynasty established their authority through a blend of military strength and intellectual legitimacy. This model is best seen in the legend of Raja Bhoja and the throne of Vikramaditya. Magical statues of Apsaras supposedly tested his character, insisting that a ruler must possess exceptional wisdom and a sense of justice to earn their seat. Bhoja turned these ideals into infrastructure, as seen in the massive Bhojtal. This wide expanse of water is the result of a sophisticated irrigation project designed to sustain his kingdom's agriculture. The Paramaras defined a successful king as a moral and intellectual leader who provided for his subjects through scholarly patronage and essential public works. To the west, the Solanki dynasty of Gujarat relied on an entirely different source of power. By maintaining strict control over coastal ports and inland trade routes, the Solankis transformed Gujarat into a wealthy strategic hub. They used this trade wealth to build structures like the Rani Ki Vav. This photographic view shows the immense subterranean depth and the intricate pillars required to create such a massive stepwell. Why would a state commit so much resource and labor to building a well? In this dry climate, advanced water management was a geopolitical necessity. A king who controlled water controlled the survival of his people. While the Solankis built for utility, the Chandelas in Madhya Pradesh expressed their regional power through religious devotion. This is the Kandarya Mahadeva temple at Khajuraho. Its soaring shikara and detailed carvings served as a permanent projection of Chandela pride and artistic dominance. These architectural achievements allowed Rajput kings to project absolute authority over their territories, using monumental stone to legitimize their local rule. The narrative finally moves east to the fertile plains of Bengal and Bihar. By the 11th century, the ancient Pala dynasty was fading, creating a significant political vacuum. The Sena dynasty took advantage of this decay, moving in to consolidate power across the eastern plains. To solidify their new rule, the Senas shifted state patronage away from older Buddhist institutions and towards Sanskrit literature and Hindu thought. Establishing a dynasty in the east required more than just securing borders. It required a total monopoly over the region's cultural and literary output. Looking at the entire map of northern India again, we see the full scale of this fragmented mosaic. Because power was divided, these regional kings were locked in a constant, productive competition. They competed for prestige by engineering irrigation systems, building grander temples, and supporting regional scholars and poets. While fragmentation is often seen as a sign of civilizational decline, this era suggests the opposite. By forcing each court to invest in its own local language, art, and infrastructure, this period acted as a cultural incubator. These centuries of regional competition hardened the local identities, Gujarati, Rajasthani, and Bengali, that define the modern Indian fabric.